The jungle is both urban legend and cruel reality. Today I'm reporting from the edge of the jungle close to Martin Way for our team's safety. But I have toured the camp before. I've gone through it, and what I found was both surprising and shocking. I found, first of all, what was surprising is I saw the care and work that had gone into the structures people had made for their homes. To me, it showed their strength, their resilience, and their resourcefulness in being able to construct these buildings. That being said, I don't approve of them being constructed in the first place. This camp should not be happening. This is not how people should live. The suffering I have seen in the camp and the stories I've heard from people who have lived in the camp, they're heartbreaking. I've heard about pregnant women being in the camp, people with cancer, amputees, people in wheelchairs, mentally ill. When I visited the camp, the day I visited the camp, there was a gentleman in mental health crisis. And his cries of anguish were coming from his soul. They were without words, just cries of pain. And I never saw his face. He was inside his tent, but I could just see the tent being punched. He was punching the tent and screaming. And I stood there and I realized there was nothing I could do in that moment to even begin to ameliorate this situation. I felt completely helpless, that with all my compassion and my good heart, I couldn't touch what was going on for this man. I had nothing to offer him, even in the moment, to reduce his suffering in the moment. And that's very hard. That's very hard for us because in Olympia, we're generous people. We really care. But we have to think about when our caring is making situations worse. And that's called pathological altruism. And after 4 years of reporting on homeless response in Olympia, I'm seeing a lot of misguided compassion. Work that is being done with good intentions, but is actually making the situation worse and people are suffering more. The jungle is a good example of that. I believe that what needs to change about our homeless response is we need to have an intellectual honesty about it, and we have to look at the problem realistically. Right now, the real problem is urban camping. And we have people who are traditionally homeless. They just need a little bit of money to get on their feet, and they want to get housed, and they're very motivated to find housing. They may be sleeping in their car, but they do not want to be sleeping in their car. And then we have another group of people that I call the street subculture. And the street subculture has adapted to life on the streets and living in the camps. And a lot of times that they went into the camps when they were young, and this is the only life they know. And it becomes a very sticky problem because their community is in the camps. They may have put the energy to build their structure in the camps. And there's often their economic well-being is tied to the camps. And that well-being, unfortunately, often involves criminal activity. So the truth is, a lot of people blame the situations like this at the jungle on a generous social safety net. And that's a little bit of a myth. The social safety net is not as generous as people think. Though right now, there's a lot of federal money that's going into housing. So if you wanted to get housed, now is the time that you can, because there is money available. So why am I here at the jungle as well? The City of Olympia just purchased one of the parcels of land that's right in the middle of the jungle. Their intent, their intent that they said publicly is they want to do a continuation of Ensign Road through to Pacific Avenue. Now, they've also said that they don't even have a plan for that, and it's 10 to 15 years in the future. So it's very, very ambiguous. Plus, they would have to purchase a lot of other land for it. And this is also sensitive environmentally. So there's a lot of process to that. But right now, the city owns a parcel of the jungle. And why that matters is now the city is responsible for maintaining the safety and the habitability of the jungle. City Attorney Mark Barber told me that were anyone to get hurt back there, it's the same as if they got hurt at City Hall. Now, a problem with the site that the city owns is it's completely inaccessible to emergency vehicles or emergency services. The police don't even go in the jungle unless they absolutely have to. If someone's in medical crisis, they have to bring the person out to the front here to get medical treatment because it's just too dangerous to go back there for the providers. They don't know the terrain. Although you can see a road has been built. That's an actual road now that the campers have constructed into the camp. So what I don't understand is how progressives like Just Housing can call this a cost-effective solution to homelessness. And Just Housing is important because right now Just Housing, which is a pro-camp, they advocate for the camps, they advocate for the campers politically. Just Housing just rebranded itself as OlyMAP, and they got a $1 million contract from the county to take care of people in the camps. So the people that were against getting, shelters and other options that were pro-camp are now being tasked to get people out of the camps. And what's worse about it is there's no consequence attached. There's no metric for success. The plan even states the very loose goals that are expected for that $1 million. And that lack of accountability troubles me. Are you okay with this? I'm not.